There is a whole world of cinema waiting to be discovered. You just have to overcome that 1-inch barrier known as subtitles. This is that 1-inch barrier, the only podcast that Donald Trump hasn't cancelled. Dedicated.
Free Jimmy.
Yeah.
Free Kimmel.
Free Jimmy. Dedicated to foreign language films from all around the world except for America.
There is a tariff on this podcast right now. If you're watching in the States, we're sorry for the paywall you had to go through.
Yeah, this podcast saves American jobs. My name is Kieran Griffiths, and I'm joined by the man I call Big and Sexy, Nick LaBarrow.
That's me.
And Mr. 6 foot 10 inches, and those are two separate measurements. Josh Barry. Gentlemen, how are we doing?
Kieran did not tell us that's how he was going to intro us. He's absolutely got us all flustered and flattered early on.
He's trying to
He's winging us over.
for his brother now.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, if you're listening, Josh, this is for you.
That is our
Trying
number
to
one
outdo
fan.
myself now.
Yeah.
Between Josh and Roof, we got a really strong two-person fan base.
Hey,
we're doing well, mate.
If we only have one fan left, then Josh or Roop have died.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Please stay around, boys. But no, doing very well, mate. How are you?
Good. Excited to be back in the turquoise chairs.
Yeah.
For those who are watching, those who are listening, get a life and watch us on YouTube.
Yeah.
No, I'm good. It's nice to be back.
It is.
It's been a while, and we're talking about a film that I've had on my list since it came out, probably about 18 months ago. I feel like it's a little while ago now. And I mean, as this podcast has done, it just provides us with that great opportunity to watch those films we wanted to watch. Venturing to a new country as well is always really exciting.
Yeah.
So the film that we have watched for this month's episode is the 2024 Thai film, How to Make Millions Before Grandma Dies.
Yeah.
Which, straight off the bat, great title for a film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just tells you everything you need to know.
Literally. Yeah.
Like, this is Baked Beans, the movie. It just does what it says in the tin,
I love that.
The synopsis of the film is a man driven by his desire for a multi-million-dollar inheritance begins to care for his terminally ill grandmother. However, winning her favor will not be an easy task, and he is not the only one with an eye on the money.
I mean, when you got millions, that's when the weird parts of the family start really coming out of the depths.
Yeah, I don't know what the equivalent would be in, normal currency that I'm familiar with. I mean, the Thai
True.
baht,
I think
million Thai baht could be...
Yeah.
I think it's
like 50 grand.
Normally like 20 baht to a dollar.
That's still a pretty substantial
That's very
amount of money.
substantial.
Yeah. Divided by 5, I guess.
Yeah, so,
Yeah.
a few $100,000 on the line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And as you said, it's when terminally ill family members come into play, when inheritances come into play,
Yeah.
that's when all of the
We've
nastiness
seen
in the family comes out.
many a classic Hollywood films about this exact thing. Like
Yeah.
it's a tried and tested formula, and it's for the most part works pretty well. So
First experience for you guys with this film?
yeah.
Second for me.
Second for you?
Oh, second view?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I was same as you. I saw when it came out at cinemas, and I was like, people were talking about it. It was already sort of a cultural hit by that point. Just never got around to it. So, but like Kieran said, this show allowed for the opportunity to check it out. So I was, definitely was one on the watch list.
Did it pretty quickly go to Netflix?
I think so. It did get a cinema release here.
Okay, I
so
didn't
no, it did
realise
get a
that.
cinema release
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
I think it played. So event cinemas are really good with this. Event cinemas play a lot of international cinema films for like limited weekend runs or something. I think it's ended up playing for about 2 weeks, which is pretty incredible. And that was definitely after it had already become a hit in Thailand as well.
Yeah.
It was I'm sure Kieran will rattle it off, but like it was a monstrous hit there. And then now it's on, very accessible on Netflix.
Yeah.
So I think it's been there for a little while now too. So
Yeah, and I think that's maybe what sort of, made it stand out in my mind. Like, it was on my watch list, but, scrolling through Netflix, I went, oh shit,
that's up
How
there.
to Make Millions is on Netflix. We should watch that, especially because we sometimes pick films that's, not on any streaming service.
Exactly, yeah.
So it's nice to watch something that is
We're gonna hunt Josh's Blu-ray collection to find it because he has it. That's usually the case.
imported from
Yeah.
some obscure country.
Yeah.
Someone scuba dive suited across oceans to give Josh a copy of Border on Blu-ray.
I'll tell you, I want that mommy Blu-ray. I need it.
That's a good one. Yeah.
You were saying though, like, big hit.
Yes.
It was made on a budget of $1 million, I assume US, because it's Wikipedia, and grossed an estimated $73 million.
Wow, that's
So not a huge box office, but
It's a bona fide hit though. Yeah.
$1 million budget and huge for an international film.
Yeah,
Massive.
that's
So
wild.
that's pretty
great.
pretty incredible. But I think, and we'll talk more about it as we always do, but I think the thing that strikes me most is the universality of it.
Sure.
right? Like it's obviously very rooted in Thai culture, but it's so universal in that you can watch it and be from anywhere and sort of have that emotional connection and understand the story. And there's nothing too high level, nothing too specific.
Yeah.
I'm sure that certain things hit different if you are a Thai person watching this, because you'll get a lot of those kind of the family elements and the cultural elements and the religious aspects and things like that.
Definitely.
But you can be from anywhere, from any background, and get what's going on here and still connect with it on an emotional level.
Yes.
Which I think is the huge selling point and why it became sort of not a cult hit, but kind of gained a lot of traction internationally.
It was like a slow roll of popularity, I think, with the film. Obviously, it hit Thailand. It was a hit there. Yeah. And then, like Kieran said, like I think the specificity in these sorts of movies comes through character work. So you write very specific things about characters, but then you get it through this cultural lens, which is what we've been able to experience with this show, is sort of go see these very universal things about characters in a specific cultural lens, which is exciting. But like you look at it like, I think of not even just inside of a Thai culture lens of this, like for me, this was like a big generational lens movie as well. The fact that our lead character wants to be a streamer.
Yeah.
He wants to be a gaming streamer. Why you wouldn't see that in a movie 5 years ago, let alone, think about it in a different country where I've never thought about the whole streaming landscape in an Asian country as well. You know what I mean? Like,
well, that was one of the biggest laughs because I mean, despite the quite sad premise, and this is a sad film, for sure, it is also it's borderline sort of slapstick comedy.
It is.
Like,
it's a very funny
film
movie
as well. Like the characters are very sort of heightened and dialed up. But then when he's talking, our main character's talking with his cousin. Again, we'll go into the plot a bit further later, but when it's sort of revealed that the way she's making money is by posting on OnlyFans.
Yes.
And I was like, wow, you can really tell we're watching a movie made
this
in
is a 2020s a coded film by far. Yeah.
When someone's just name dropped OnlyFans in the plot. And I just thought,
How do you know what that is? No.
Wait, how do you think I make money?
That 1 inch barrier on OnlyFans. We do the whole episode again, just butt naked.
If you want Nick's feet pics, you know where to go.
Yeah, I'm going to hide my feet behind this thing now. That's the paywall's right.
You're not giving that away for free.
No, not at all.
But yeah, it's and even like the screenwriter, the way he sort of came about the story, as an original screenplay, and it was based on his own experiences caring for his own grandmother who was ill during COVID.
Interesting.
And then didn't give any of her inheritance to the family.
Interesting.
And sort of the process of that and how the family reacted and things like that. Something very much writing from what he knew.
Yeah.
And while, I'm sure, like not everyone's gone through that process. I mean, I know I haven't, but it's like you said, it's a bit of a trope. Like,
yeah, totally.
We've all heard that story.
Well, I thought of it's technically an American film, but I don't remember what country from it's set with, but The Farewell recently.
Oh yeah,
I got a big vibe from that as well as that sort of like
it is a big. That's what I thought.
It's like coming home to the alien, but even the cultural aspect, especially in Asian culture, of like being around and like not telling the elderly grandparent that they have a terminal illness or they're dying, or sort of everyone not talking about it in general conversation.
Yes,
I was like drawing some parallels in that regard.
The big parallel is obviously the grandma gets sick
and everyone's
and
just
no
like,
one tells them.
They're not going to say anything.
Which in itself is a really interesting cultural dynamic.
Big time. Yeah.
The doctors are actually talking to
the family,
not to the
person.
Yeah. I mean, can you imagine if that happened here? Like,
I'd be livid.
Yeah.
I'd be like,
It's a massive cultural.
It's hugely cultural. Yeah. It's very interesting.
Yeah.
Similar in, I guess, that kind of infighting between family members. Picked up a few vibes from Knives Out.
Oh yeah, totally.
Well.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, just like those kind of kooky, weird family members who are all sort of, out to get.
They're all vying for one thing, which is the money.
With his uncle on the bike.
Yes.
Yeah. Very much
like,
so.
Gambling debts and all sorts of stuff in the background.
Yeah. So very, very similar vibes to that.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Farewell is definitely a big one, especially that overlap in Asian culture as well.
Sure. Yeah. Knives Out's a good one though. I didn't think about that. I like that. That's a really it's an interesting comparison.
Definitely not as much of a comedy as Knives Out.
No.
That sort of infighting. Everyone's in it for the money.
Everyone
to say it.
Everyone knows their more odd family members, and that's the thing. When you start going, when there's specificity about the character, you sit there and go like, oh, that's my uncle so and so, and that's my auntie so and so, like that's my brother, that's my mom, like that's I think that's what this movie does very well.
You know, that family member who's, you know, trying way too hard and has the fancy car and the big house, and but is still super insecure because he was always, you know, never the favorite when he was a kid. And then you've got the fuck up who's you know, just riding on the fact that he was, you know, probably the favorite at one point, and he's like, oh man, I'm just waiting for my next big score, like you know, I just need one more job, and then, you know, so that's the two brothers. And then you've got the mum of our main character, the one daughter of the grandmother, who's sort of like, you know, the quiet, you know, like quiet achiever, just goes about her business.
The big underdog sort of vibe with her. That's what I got from the mum.
I mean, I also, like, speaking about cultural differences, I think with her, and you also learn with the grandma's sort of family when she went through that.
Oh yes.
The women, like the daughters, seem to have to do everything to look after their parents. But then don't seem to get any of the
none of the inheritance or none of the thing.
Because it's obviously very male centric. In those cultures.
Which makes this interesting with M as the character, who is a man, who is a boy, is the one who is sort of tasked to do it. So it's interesting that this is kind of, you know, again, it's that generational lens that this is sort of this changing generation. The biggest aspect of the generational lens thing is when the grandma's having a conversation with her friend who owns the shop, and just sort of how they're talking about what's going, and she's like, I know I'm sick. Like, because that's what I was thinking the whole time when it goes like, they don't tell the grandma that she's sick, but now everyone's come out of the woodwork to be like, hey, we love you and we want to do things for you. It was like, if she went through that herself, my first thought would be like, fuck, it's terminal. Like, I guess I'm dying.
And
like,
I mean, she's
clued on.
She's like,
very, that conversation with her friend at the shop, it was so funny. It was one of my laugh out loud. I love that scene.
She's my favorite kind of old person in
I
movies,
agree.
though.
I
Just
hate
like
old
that
people.
kind of-
Like, I'm sorry to say it. It's the second most it's almost more controversial than the Trump comments at the beginning. Like, I hate old people.
What do you hate more, old people or kids?
Ooh, old people. But
in movies?
A bit of both. A bit of both. But like in the sense of just like they can infuriate me in the sense, but this is a cool old person. Like I was like, this is like, I love my grandma, but I'm like, if she was my grandma, I'd still be okay with it. Like it's just.
But it's that kind of like sassy, like sarcastic.
Super, yes.
Like
just firing on all cylinders. Like she's still very with it. And she's not like, I think the thing I don't like about old people is like imparting their 1950s wisdom on me when I'm like, hey man, I live in 2025. They're like, times have changed. Keep up, boomer. Whereas this grandma's just like very much like happy-go-lucky, and she like loves her family. And she, even though there is the fuck ups and there is not a lot of achievement that has happened within this family, she doesn't sit back and go like, oh, what have I done? How did I fail? She's like, no, I just love my family.
Yeah, I mean,
I want them to be around the grave plot when it's made and things like that.
Well, that's obviously a big bit. That's how the film starts.
Yes,
around a big grave plot.
Huge,
and she's telling M, her grandson, like, respect it. You know, he's sitting there on his phone.
Exactly. Yeah.
And that obviously circles back as well.
There is a lot of good setups and payoffs in this movie.
But the grandma,
yes,
is it Usha Simkam?
Simkam or something. Yeah,
her first film as well. Like,
oh, you're kidding?
Directorial debut.
Yeah, so directorial debut for Pat Boonnitipat.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then, just looked at her debut as well.
What she do after
that? She did one in the same year.
Yeah, wow.
Uranus 2324.
Oh, wow.
I do wonder how much of this they sort of just went, just be yourself.
Yeah. I mean,
kind of
she
just rolled with it.
Definitely fully shaves her head, doesn't she? Like, I was looking.
I think so.
I didn't think that was any sort of prosthetic.
No. It looks not on $1 million budget.
That's right. So,
you know? So commitment to the bit, but she's great. It feels so natural and authentic. It really does feel like one of those roles where it's just like, you know, would not surprise me if she was just playing herself.
Yeah.
You know, so that was I loved that. Another film that and this has just clicked with me, reminds me a bit of The Untouchables.
Oh, yeah.
French film.
Yeah.
You know, in terms of that, like, you know, younger character looking after an older person.
Fish out of water sort of thing too. Like you wouldn't expect this person to help this person, but they have a lot more in common. And
and like their motives are, not exactly pure at the start.
Exactly.
But they sort of, build a bond and a connection. It becomes this unlikely friendship.
True.
Yeah. So,
which has, very bittersweet payoffs at the end of the film. The same with The Untouchables, right? Like, The Untouchables, sorry.
Untouchable, also a great movie.
Great movie, The Untouchables. Just how Kevin Costner was bonding with Robert De Niro was so beautiful. It's that sort of thing where, especially when a movie is titled How to Make Millions Before Grandma Dies, like writing is sort of on the wall plot-wise as well, so you're kind of waiting for the event to happen, but it's a journey, not destination sort of movie, I guess.
And I think, like,
in that regard,
probably important to say, she maybe she does have $1 million baht.
Yes.
But it's not this huge...
No.
Fortune.
She's making congee at a little markets.
Yeah, she loves it.
Even after knowing that she's going to die, and the fact that she's 80 and
these things
she's still waking up at the crack of dawn to go and make her food at a little
because she
stall.
seems to love it.
And just
like
because
it's part of her.
That's what she does. Have you guys ever seen the documentary Jiro Dreams of Sushi?
Yes.
I haven't, but I know of it. Yeah. Similar thing, is it?
Well, it's like he owns a Michelin star restaurant,
right,
in Japan. It's like regarded as the best sushi restaurant in Japan. Like presidents and actors and celebrities all eat in there.
Yeah, wow.
But he's just like this old dude from a tiny little village who grew up poor and has just basically dedicated his life to making sushi,
and making good, great sushi,
good simple sushi in this tiny little restaurant in like a subway station.
Seats, but multi Michelin stars. But he's in his 80s, and he's still, like, when he's interviewed, he's like, I'm still chasing perfection, like through his 80s.
But it's not like the pretentious chef thing.
No,
he's just like a dude who just.
It's not the bear. Shout out, but like it's like that different sort of.
But he's just like, I'm a dude who makes sushi, and that's what I do, and that's what I've done for 60 years. I'm just gonna keep doing it till I die.
Wow.
Like it,
and then he's also kind of teaching his son as well.
We said that about the podcast actually as well. Like we were just like, we're still chasing perfection, and we will do this until we die,
and then we'll make our sons take over.
So that generational lens, like, you think you have free will. Oh, cool. You want to play football? Sit in the chair. Sit in the turquoise chair.
You
and
will
talk about this
and you will like it. But Dad, I'm 5.
I can't wait to show Stalker to my newborn child. Yeah.
Is it possible to give him PTSD before that?
Yeah. I'll put the headphones on Rhiannon's stomach. Yeah. Oh god.
But yeah, I mean, just a few films that we've rattled off there. That, like, little elements of it.
Yeah, totally.
That really, really taking it, which is I love when we can kind of draw those
connections.
Comparisons. But the burial plot's a big part of it. As you were saying.
Huge.
Because she sort of dreams of being buried in this expensive burial plot, which is, like a larger grave site. It's sort of a fancier, headstone type thing. It is much better maintained and all those sorts of things.
I think the big thing about that, obviously, is in their culture, if you have that big plot, you're more likely for your family to come and visit it.
Yeah, right.
Because they have more room to literally sit around it.
They're having like
and
picnics,
have a picnic,
right? Yeah.
And bring food for the gods order, So that's the big takeaway I got, especially on the second viewing of this, was in death, she still wants to be really close to her family.
Totally,
And the only way she thinks she can do that is have this big burial plot.
Yeah, it's not like an ego thing or anything.
This isn't. It's not a
she wants to keep it.
It's not.
The mausoleum.
Those are so good.
You can tell I just got done watching.
I was just like, there was a part of it that was like, don't say too much. I'm celebrating the fact he's done it. He's finished Succession. I'm so happy right now.
We'll talk about that off air. But yeah, it's not an ego thing. It's very much like that connection to family. And I feel like there's also some mention of that in there, like, it brings better luck and prosperity to the family as well.
Right. Yeah.
Because she wants what's best for the family.
Yeah, it's very
and we see that in a scene where one of the brothers, the more successful brother of sort of son, I guess. And his wife and M, the grandson, all go with the grandmother to a temple, and they all write down their little prayers on these little cards, and they put them, on the prayer wall type thing. And then M, the grandson, has a look at the cards, and he's like, "Grandma, your brother and his wife and his daughter, your granddaughter, none of them prayed for you. They're all praying for their own money and their own success and their own health.
Yeah.
And her one was something like, I want my grandson to find a good job and all of my family to be happy.
Yeah, yeah.
But she's dying and she's still thinking, I want
It's
better
speaks.
first.
But also, even when Em says that to her, she turns back and says, "Yeah, he's got his own family to care about." So she even like understands that and doesn't really
judge them for that. Yeah.
But like it's that
she's
super
such a
passive
sweet
thing. At some point, you've got to be like, no, I'm dying. Like, think about me.
Yes.
But she's still so much, just
Again,
like excusing all the shitty behavior.
It's
from
the
her kids.
generational thing though, because it even got me thinking about the fact that like how differently we consider family unit and death in like Western culture as well. Because it's like that thing, like, we have, dead family members and we go to grave sites occasionally and stuff, but not this like whole still within the family. I think there's like so much more celebration through, I don't know, like photo albums and stuff. You know what I mean? Like it's more like of an intimate setting where there's that whole, I don't know. It was different. It's interesting, but it felt generational as well in the sense like, is this grandma sort of the last bastion in this family to have this sort of thing? And then when her children get older and pass on, will it be the same thing? Like, because they haven't thought about this family unit aspect of it, or this whole keeping the family together. They're off doing their own things. Will they just die and be buried, and then that's it? Like that's their, It was very interesting to me. It's had these like sort of existential sort of questions. I guess sort of.
It's a really interesting thing as well, like because you think about, I guess, cemeteries in general, right? Very much a thing when we didn't move around. As people.
True.
We were born in a town and we died in a town.
Yeah.
So it was fine to have your loved ones, permanently fixed in one location because you were never going to leave this place.
Yeah.
But now as we, we expand further out, we move cities and states and countries. It's like, do you really want your loved one to be confined to a single place?
Yeah.
I don't want to be buried.
Yeah.
Cremate me.
Yeah.
Burn me up.
Yeah.
Spread me over Suncorp Stadium.
Right between the posts.
Yeah, right under the black dot. I can finally live my dream of scoring a try. Kick a football into the ashes there. Just like, I don't mind. It's not desecration to me. Like, it's beautiful.
I saw a thing recently where you can get your ashes turned into a playable vinyl record.
Oh, that's hilarious. What would that sound like?
I saw that.
What would that sound like?
I think you can.
Oh, you can choose a song.
I feel like the record's made with the ashes.
I would fuck with
the
people
ashes.
so bad. Just be me screaming, "Help! I'm down here! Help!"
I'm in the record.
Trump's here! Help me! I've had so many ideas. God, my death's gonna be hilarious. Like I can't wait. It's gonna be so funny.
But I think, I think the generational shift in our perspectives towards death is so different.
Yeah.
Right? And it's less of a grieving thing and more of a celebratory thing.
Sure,
I think the way that funerals are kind of moving as well.
Yes. Yeah.
A lot of people going, I don't want everyone wearing black and being sad. Like, come and celebrate the life, not mourn the death.
Yeah.
Totally.
Which is,
and
not that she wants people to mourn her, but it's, again, that sort of fixed location. I want people to come and be with me and remember me, but also be together.
And do it. Yeah.
And that was the big thing I got. Yeah.
Even in death, she wants to keep the family unit together.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah.
And I think that's what M, the grandson, really falls in love with.
Yeah.
And through those getting her reaction from her son not praying for her and that sort of thing, it really makes him think about.
Well, do you feel like as well, and I don't know if this is purposeful, but him being a streamer and wanting to build a community is the idea of him looking for a community. He's quite lonesome at the beginning. He's quite solitary.
Yeah.
And he's obviously trying to make a connection with these people online, but we see he's not. He has like one follower at one point.
And
then it's
like,
that's all right. Yeah.
10 of your viewers.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So he's obviously, I think that's a big Gen Z, like probably like, I'm guessing it's Gen Z now, I guess, are trying to do is like find a community and all of that is through online. But I think when he sees that it's still possible to do that with family, I think for me, it felt very intentional that he was like a streamer trying to do that, because then he ends up finding what he wants to. It's that whole revelation, like what you wanted was right in front of your eyes sort of the whole time, I guess. So but hey, what do I know about streaming?
Do you think he ends up taking on the Conji business? Or
Oh. I'd like to think. I'd like to think so.
It'd be sweet.
I'd like to think so, but I would also think like maybe 3 months later, he's like, "Fuck, dude, this
Oh,
sucks."
like 3 months later, he's just
like,
help yourself.
he's just like, I've found AI a way to make congee, I guess. Yeah.
Lazy fucking dude.
Yeah.
All right.
He's like, gets the money. He's like, finally, I can buy that PC I really wanted. Yeah, hell yeah.
Sorry, Grandma.
So, Grandma, I've got a 4K camera now to do my streams on. And I've donated a 4K camera to my cousin for her OnlyFans.
Well, that's it as well, because like early on in the film, like he sort of, he gets the idea to look after his grandmother from his cousin. Who's just finished looking after her own elderly relative who's just died and has got all the money from him, and she's living in like a hotel and like got food, room service and just living this luxurious life off the inheritance and also her OnlyFans money.
Yeah. We can only assume it was doing well.
But basically, it's not that. From what I gathered, it's not the first time she's done that. She's done that a few times.
No.
Where she starts looking after.
Oh, I didn't pick up on that. Okay. Yeah, right.
Because then she starts telling M
to
the best way to work it. So that's
not her first
why
rodeo.
He starts doing it.
Yeah,
fully out of getting them.
He wants the money.
Yeah, he wants the money.
Yeah, because he's seen how his cousin's living. He's like, I want me a piece of that.
Yeah.
I want that.
Yeah, because then after that, she's then got another.
She does have. That's true. Actually,
pretty much constantly.
She's finding all these old people.
Yeah.
She's like, hurry up.
Probably just one she's not even related to.
Yeah, I think so. Like,
she's just being like,
cousins.
I am your granddaughter. I am. It's so true.
Yeah.
I have grown up. I was like, you were like 7, 3 years. I know, and I'm like 20 something now. Crazy times, crazy.
It's all the microplastics. Food these days, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Let me help you write your will.
Yeah.
But pretty quickly, A realizes how hard work it is.
Yes. Yeah.
But
he has to bathe his grandma at one point.
Yes.
And I don't wish that upon anyone, but like you kind of, it's the necessary evil, especially if you hate old people.
But B, I mean, she's so lovable.
Yeah.
She's the best.
She's
one of my favorite old people. Like if I was ranking, if we did an old person ranking right now, I'm like, she's high up there.
Yeah.
She's
But
up
she
there
also
with,
doesn't want to bar of it.
she's up there with June Squibb for me. Like I love. That's another old person I love. Like June Squibb. Big fan of June Squibb.
But she's like, she's just like, I get out of here. I don't need you.
Yeah.
Why weren't you interested in helping me a month ago? Like,
it's great when she calls it out. She calls it out.
She does call it out. Yeah.
But then there's also, like I think every Sunday or every month or every 2 weeks, whatever it is, all the family would come to visit her.
Yes, so we'd do dinner together.
This heartbreaking scene sort of midway through the film where she sat outside waiting for all of her family to shop, and she sat outside all day waiting for them.
Yeah.
And M just is like, I don't think they're coming.
That was heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Just because I think at this point, like the eldest son, like the sort of one who's doing well for himself, is feeling very bitter because M's kind of come in and undercut him.
Yeah.
And the grandma's not interested in seeing that son. One of the sons has done a runner. Stolen some money off of grandma and run off to cover his gambling debts.
Gambling guy.
And then M's mum, grandma's only daughter, is working like double shifts at the supermarket just to try and keep her and M alive.
Yeah.
She's probably the only one who's isn't helping out a grandmother, but that's because she's like, I need to look after me and my son.
First. Yeah.
So, and he's just like, I don't think they're coming, but she sits out there all day.
Yeah.
And even then she just sort of shuffles inside. She's like, oh, well.
Yeah.
Like, no, be mad, be angry.
Yeah, that's right.
Like you're so justified in
100%. Valid. It'd be valid to really crash out from that, but she's a good person.
Yeah. And I think as the film goes on, like, I was sort of a bit worried. I was like, oh, this isn't really going anywhere. I don't expect it to. He starts out just wanting the money, and then he discovers the power of family and love. But then it sort of, I think maybe in sort of the final, 30 or 40 minutes, I think it does start taking some deviations. And I was like, I wasn't expecting that character to do that or this to happen.
Because you don't do well with slice of life films.
Well, funny you bring this up, Josh. This is a very good segue. I love 90-minute movies. We all know it.
Yes.
that's my one thing I definitely struggled with this film. I'm not a big fan of like the slice of life films. I respect them and I think there's absolutely a place for them. They just don't connect with me that much. We spoke about it with
because
Perfect
we were talking
Days.
about PTA off air.
Yes.
Thomas Anderson.
Yeah.
And you're just about to watch his most recent film prior to his new one,
Licorice Pizza.
Which is very much a hangout slice of life movie.
Yeah, which is weird that I love. Like, I remember loving it. Yeah.
I think the only thing about that is
there's a
he
bit more.
throws so many.
There's so many dynamic like then we get that whole segment with Bradley Cooper. In that film, which is fucking wild and unbelievable.
About the Bradley
I've had forgotten, and when he pops up, I was like, "Oh, this is."
Oh, and the John Michael Higgins character is just saying. There's so many random. It's the same reason I didn't click with Once Upon a Time in Hollywood the first time, because I sat down and was like, "This is a hangout movie." I do think there's a difference between a slice of life and a hangout movie as well. I think they're two different things. Something like Perfect Days, I again struggled with. I think it was a beautiful movie, but I was like, I don't want to sound like I'm smarter than the movies, but when I get it, I'm like, cool, I get it.
Yeah.
Let's move on to the next thing. Like, so that's just how my brain works, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. I think because I've thought about that a bit more, and I've watched a few slice of life.
Totally.
Recently, and I was trying to think about why I love
why you get into
and I think most of the ones I really love are foreign films doing it.
Yeah.
And I think I really zone in on what a slice of life in that particular country is.
Right, yes.
So
the cultural differences.
It's pretty much like traveling.
That's interesting. That is an interesting way of putting it.
Without
having to do it,
because you are seeing, and I find... What was it? Imagine light.
All we imagine is light. Yes. Yeah.
I've never been to India
before.
You really get a sense of their day to day.
Totally. Yeah.
Really not from a tourism point of view. And I think with those movies and Perfect
You're
Days,
intrigued by that
well,
sort of. Yeah.
I think Perfect Days had a big element of being happy with what you want,
content with what maybe that's another aspect of it, because I'm very much the personality of like, I'm not always content with what I have done. Like, I always want to do more and things like that. To my detriment sometimes, some would say, but like, I think maybe it's just obviously I just don't click with them as much. This was an interesting one, because there was times where I was like, this is slow. This is very slow, and it's long. It's like 2 and a bit hours, I think, right?
2 hours and 5, I think. So just a smidge over.
But then there was moments that just kept bringing me back in, and I was like, I'm enjoying watching what's going to happen, even though, like I said, the title of the film telegraphs what's going to happen, in the sense of like, this is probably one where, and it kind of made me go, I want to go back and rewatch Perfect Days. I want to go back and. Maybe not so much All We Imagine Is Light. I did struggle a lot with that one. But it's just I don't know. Maybe this was like a bit of a opening appreciation. It'll come with age too. I have a hyperactive brain as well.
I also have thought that. I don't think I would have liked those films as much as young. I think, just acknowledging just these little bits of life now.
Totally.
Being a little bit older, really, that Perfect Days hit me so hard.
Yeah.
That is one of the films I've thought about the most probably in the last 20 years.
Yeah, wow.
Because...
Great soundtrack, by the way. That film.
Such a good
soundtrack.
I mean, it was very mesmerizing to me.
Sure. Yeah.
But just the fact that it is all about... I think a lot of people can learn lessons from. It is all about just, you don't have to do what society thinks is...
what you need to.
If you're happy doing...
Which is interesting. It's interesting how we all sort of take those different messagings on from these sorts of films as well. Like, it's funny, like watching this film, I was like, if it was this sort of the cultural similarity in Australia, like, would I be the one to look after my dying grandma and be like, is this what I'm going to... And I was kind of like... oh, I'm busy. But every other character is it's very interesting how you sort of sit back and go.
It really, this second time watching it, really made me, if I could go back and spend more time with my grandparents before they, I'm kind of, it brought up some regrets of not going to see them more often.
Yeah, true.
so that hit pretty hard this second time. For
Yeah,
me.
I mean, it hit me pretty hard as well on like that emotional level. My mum's mother passed away when I was in like my early teens, and she was on the other side of the world.
Yeah.
And that was really hard. I was really close with her.
Yes. Yeah.
And so that brought up a lot of
of course.
a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And like I think about like my mum's dad who's still around. He's on the other side of the world.
Yeah. That's so
I think
hard.
like
that's really hard.
It's tough.
how would I feel if something would happen to him over there?
Yeah.
But then I'm even thinking about what's going to happen to my parents, like they're not young people anymore. Like, my dad's in his 60s. I'm like, shit, what, like, I'm like, you're going to have to face your parents' mortality at some point.
Yeah,
Totally,
yes,
like
sure.
it's like one of those inevitabilities, like either you're going to die first or you're going to have to like live through your parents dying. And it's like, fuck, that's
it's rough. It's
heavy.
Yeah. But it's funny how a movie like this stems from that experience as well. Like it strikes me as something that was it the same writer director? Did he write and direct his own movie?
No, so it was different writer.
Okay.
And then the director was sort of brought in because they couldn't find someone to kind of get it
going,
get it right.
Okay.
But they'd worked together on TV before.
I would assume that writer had went through the exact same things we've all been talking about. Like that's the thing. Like, and that's obviously this is his artistic expression of that emotion. But that's what what films are made for. They're supposed to be these sorts of things that make you reflect. Or certain movies are anyway. Yeah. As I bring up, I connected really hard with Godzilla v Kong for the same reason. Like there are just movies out there that make you go,
"What would I do if?
What would I do if Godzilla?" Right? Yeah. And I was there in Tokyo as it was happening.
Who would I bet on?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Sports bets open straight away.
If Godzilla vs Kong was set in Australia, sports bet would have a market.
100%. Sports bet, they're the best. They're the best. They
over under $1 billion of damage.
We do not condone gambling. Gamble responsibly.
We don't condone it because Nick and I are very bad at it.
We're bad at it. Don't condone that, but I condone having fun with it. As much fun as you want, as you financially can. But that's the whole, like, a movie like this is supposed to be. It's obviously, and it comes back to what you said at the beginning. It's not necessarily like specific in a sense of like, it's a very tailored story. There is a lot of general broad appeal, but that becomes through the specificity of the emotion this guy went through, obviously, when his grandma passed away. So it's cool. It's cool that art can do that.
Yeah, and it's something, like I said, we can all relate to because we're all unfortunately going to have to probably go through that at some point.
Yeah,
grandparents or our parents, and it makes you think, as you were saying, Josh, it's like, shit, do I, the things you regret, or in our case, the things that we don't want to
do, the decisions we don't want to make.
While
we're all existential about it as well, while we're all in the mood. I have this conversation with people often. I think it's very interesting when it comes to the question of mortality. But hearing stuff like that and hearing we're like, oh, we're all going to die one day, and how are we going to deal with it, kind of excites me about life. I'm not going to lie. Like I don't get a hard on for death or anything. I'm not that kind of guy. But I'm also like, I think the idea that one day like it all goes away, I'm like, that's cool. I get a chance to do it. I think that's and I think that's what this movie does really well. In the sense of like there is a very hopeful spirit to the film. It's bittersweet, especially towards that last like 40 minutes when the deviations do start happening in the story. It actually does become a bit sadder than I probably expected it was going to be just before the titular death happens. But there is this air of hopefulness in the last 5 minutes, especially when M's sitting in the grave plot on the hill, and I was like, what's he? You wonder if he's going to take over the Kenji stand, the Konji stand and stuff. So
it's very life affirming.
Very life affirming.
It is.
It's one of those films that you sort of go away from and go, like, shit, I'm gonna, live life to the fullest.
100%.
Then you crack open your 8th beer and
but that's
your second packet of Tim Tams.
Hey. That's living for some of us. That's living, Barry.
Dick in one hand, sports bet in the other.
Woo! Call that a Tuesday, baby. Let's go.
Now we're living.
God.
Performances.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
I just think like just
Grandma.
across the board, just everyone was amazing.
There was no
I
bad
think
performances.
like I really watched him the second time.
The chemistry between the two of them,
chemistry
though,
between
incredible.
them,
super genuine.
unbelievable.
Was it his first movie?
No,
It's his
I just
first time leading
okay,
a film.
Okay.
But not his first acting role.
Acting role, yeah, sure.
But the grandmother wasn't even sort of like, you know, an aspiring actress or anything. They basically found her through like a modeling agency because she was doing like old people dance competitions.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
How can you not love her?
Yeah,
like, I know I
right.
violently said I hate old people earlier, but I'm like, she's really bringing me around.
The
to
director was basically like, no, she's
the one.
We need to have her.
Ah, that's
and
so
she was
good.
so nervous and she wrote out all of her lines by hand.
Okay.
So like, you know, when you're like at uni or whatever,
Yeah,
like,
trying to
writing
remember.
down stuff so you remember it in the exam.
Yep.
She was writing down her lines so that she could do whatever that is, active recall.
She's a woman after
Because she was
heart.
78.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like,
Is she still with us? Is she still? I know the movie only came out last
think
year,
so.
but
Grandma's still kicking.
Grandma's
Yeah, she's
still
still
kicking. Yeah,
kicking.
man, she got some life in her yet.
But they said that her scenes took the longest to film because she was so uncertain with her lines and stuff.
Yeah.
But she said by the end of it that she felt like M was her own grandson.
Yeah.
Oh, well, you
They
feel
just
that
developed
connection. You feel that relationship, right?
Because
That-
there's
that
also
chemistry.
a bit of trivia here. An interview with the director, he explained that cameraman in himself cried multiple times during the shooting of the film. The one that had the most reaction from the staff was when M sings the lullaby to his grandma.
Oh god,
Yeah.
Can you just imagine like the director and all crying behind the camera?
I love that stuff.
Yeah, but you can
Pure
tell
emotion.
that they really bond. Like
Yeah,
you kind of can't pay for that kind of
You can't
That
forge that
connection.
chemistry. Yeah.
So they picked the right people.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think their performances are just absolutely sensational. But as well, like, you get so bogged down in sort of like story and characters in a film like this, but it's a gorgeous film.
It's really
does,
well
yeah.
shot.
It has like a
does
beautiful
look
sort of
really
like
good.
dreamy quality
Yeah.
to it.
Yep.
Sort of this like kind of almost like fantastical like fairy
Yeah.
tale. Like everything's very light and airy.
I was gonna say the
Looking
color grading for
Yeah.
me felt very vivid. Like it was like the greens of the trees and stuff were very sort of highlighted. And
Yeah.
green and red used a lot in this film that sort of really stuck out to me. Yeah.
And the music as well.
Yeah.
Very nice.
I really enjoyed it as well.
Did remind me of Perfect Days. The score of this
Yes.
film, I had a very sort of Perfect Days, sort of that very melancholic sort of strings and piano, sort of just like wistful, but kind of like, you know,
Yeah.
it was nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did joke because I watched this one with my partner, and I joked that like I can see this getting some terrible English language remake.
Yeah,
yeah.
100%.
Like Pete Davidson playing M.
What do you mean, Grandma? What do you mean you die? I want to be a gamer, Grandma. Yeah, 100%.
Like, it's going to be someone like him, right?
Totally.
I just
Yeah,
watched Dumb Money the other day.
I love that movie.
And Pete Davidson's character in
yeah,
that. And I was like,
that is the guy.
gonna
That
be-
is M. Yeah.
And
Are we doing June Squibb for the grandma?
Jude Scoop for Grandma, 100%. Get her while she's young. 90 what now? 92 or
Yeah.
93?
Right.
Just headlined another
Oh
film.
my God, I know. Scarlett
So-
Johansson's?
Scarlett Johansson's film. Yeah.
but I did see that in May of this year, it was announced that Miramax acquired
Course.
English language
Oh,
remake rights to the film.
Of course they did.
Hey.
Wow.
Great.
But
Timothy Chalamet and
Well,
what did
everybody
we see
go and watch this
recently
first.
that another round got acquired years ago. and
Oh,
that's-
yeah,
Steve,
nothing's happened with
yeah.
that.
that never
Yeah.
ended up.
No,
Well,
true.
touch wood, but nothing's happened with
No.
that yet.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
not yet.
So, you know, hashtag leave foreign films the fuck alone.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll always come back to The Departed. The Departed did it and did it
Yeah.
well.
That is the
And maybe
exception.
That
to
is the
rule.
exception to the
David
rule.
Fincher can do it, maybe.
Yeah. Hey, mate.
Yeah,
Could you imagine?
Dragon,
With,
Dragon Tattoo
Dragon
is
Tattoo,
good.
yeah.
True.
But we
Could you
can
imagine
name a lot more
Fincher's-
bad ones and good.
Yeah.
Could you imagine Fincher's How to Make Millions
Matt
Before
Reeves
Grandma
did a good-
dies?
Matt Reeves
Let me
did a
in
good
and
one,
let the
I
right
think.
one in.
Let me in.
But you know, Spike
I
Lee,
like-
2 for 2 with Old Boy and now
I have not seen
Lowest.
Highest to Lowest
I
yet.
haven't seen it, but the reviews are
The reviews are bad.
terrible.
The reviews are
It's
bad.
not terrible. And actually, I was trying to watch High and Low for about a week, and I just couldn't get access to it. So I ended up watching Highest to Lowest first.
Yeah.
And thought, oh, that was
Fine, yeah.
it was fine. And the next night, I got High and Low and watched it, and it gave me a big appreciation of what
Spike tried
Lee
to do.
has
yeah.
done.
Okay.
So
I've still got to get onto it.
I mean, I know it's
tough to
the
catch
reviews
up.
have been, but I don't. It's definitely not bad.
It's
Not
tough
as
to
bad as
catch
his
up
attempts
with.
at Old Boy.
I never watched that. I didn't want to do it.
I have rewatched it recently
Have you?
for another podcast
Okay.
in the last 18 months or so. And I was like, yeah, that movie sucks. That movie sucks. It's not good. Tough to catch up on streaming movies these days.
Yeah.
I've still got to watch Ice Cube's War of the Worlds. I've still got to find time for that.
This is why Nick is such a hard man to pin down
Yes.
for recording.
They're like, hey, we're recording this time. I was like, guys, I have scheduled to watch K-pop Demon Hunters for that 90-minute period.
And Ice Cube's
War of the Worlds.
Which I think is one of the lowest rated films ever.
Yeah.
But I can't help it. I can't help it. The masochist part of my brain needs to watch that movie. Anyway.
So many people watching that just because.
So literally, I was like, I need to know why.
Yeah.
Who did this? Who hurt this person? But Grandma's great. Best character in the film.
Yeah,
Loved her. And it's like I agree with best characters. It's the chemistry. I think the chemistry between Em and Grandma wins for me big time.
Yeah.
And how it grows through the film.
Yeah, if those two don't work together, the film doesn't work.
Yeah.
Agree.
Right.
Yeah,
You
totally.
know? And if those two don't make you emotionally connect with them, then again, the film doesn't work.
It doesn't work.
I think you need to buy their relationship. You need to buy them as characters, and I absolutely did.
Yes. Totally.
And I think, without that, you don't get me crying at the end of the
Totally. Yeah.
It takes a lot to make me cry in a film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I can probably name, like on one or two hands, films that have made me cry. This made me cry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
What's another one?
This second time.
Coda made me cry.
Dude, I was
Yeah.
fucking bawling during Coda. That's such a good movie. Love that movie.
Lion, the Dev Patel
Oh
film.
yes, yeah.
Right at the end of that.
I saw my mum say that she bawled her eyes out of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I cry a lot more now than I did before. I don't know why.
That's good. It's healthy.
It's good.
We're all for positive emotions.
Yeah. No, for sure. It means you're human, John.
Happy. A lot of it happy.
You're a human.
Tears.
I'm trying to think if there's in a movie this year I've cried in.
But I definitely shed a few tears to this.
Oh, I didn't cry, but Life of Chuck got me going a little bit. I love that movie. I'll defend that. A lot of people it was fine. It's fucking brilliant. Like that movie is fantastic. Life of Chuck is good. Great. It's similar vibe to the whole live life while you have the opportunity to.
Stephen King's having a year because that was a
Massive
Stephen King one, wasn't it?
Long Walk.
Is Stephen King.
You're like getting exhausted for an hour and 40 minutes. Jesus Christ.
I'm trying to think of another film now that has made me.
Warrior made me cry. I cry in Warrior every time I watch that movie.
That's fair.
Right from the casino scene until the end, I'm like, there is at least one tear continually rolling down my face. I love you, Tommy.
Star? Are we doing stars?
Yeah, we'll do stars.
I'm still here, just as another one.
Oh, true. Yeah.
I think.
No, we did talk about that actually.
Yeah, I think at the end when it sort of flashed over, it's like this was a true story.
This was real people.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's look, it maybe happens a bit more than I let on, but
yeah. I think so.
True story ones though.
Yeah,
they always.
Yes.
I think
that hits.
And it's like when you kind of go, oh shit, like this happened to real people, even if it's dramatized, it kind of hits home.
And people are barely making like true story happy films. You know what I mean? Like there's not a lot of true. I've never seen a lot of like. I've laughed all the way through this movie. And then this was based on a true story. I was like, oh, that's so amazing. Like, no, normally I'm in tears. I'm like, everyone's dead.
Normally these films need to be embellished to make them more sad or more dramatic. And then you've got the Iron Claw.
Yeah. Oh,
which is like, no.
Actually, that is a movie recently.
Down from how sad the real story
Rhiannon
was.
refuses to watch it. I've been wanting to rewatch it because I think the performances are brilliant.
Yeah.
And she's like, I will not watch it. And I was like, but it's so good. She's like, I know, but I'm not going to watch it. And I was like, do it though.
What a sad
that really, really sad end scene. That is heartbreaking as hell. You love it. It's brilliant.
Honestly, it will be your brothers now.
Oh,
it kills me.
I'm sad because I can't be a brother anymore. And you're like, God damn it, dude. Great performances. Great film.
Shout out to Zac Efron and his muscles.
Shout out to Sean Durkin, the master of depressing cinema, dude. 'Cause he did that Martha May. Martha May Marcin. Marlene.
Not Marley and me.
Not Marley and me, no. That's a good movie.
Star ratings.
I'm going 3.5.
Oof. Okay.
I did struggle with the length of this one. And like I said, it is sort of the movie that I've gone, maybe I got to give more slice of life movies a chance.
I feel we might have hit a little nerve.
There might have been. I think my only criticism, and it's my fault, is the fact that like once I kind of got the vibe, I looked and I was like, oh, there's still an hour and 40 minutes left. And I was like, fuck, okay, here we're in for the ride. Yeah. I think it's really not. I connected a lot with the chemistry between Em and Grandma. Didn't care so much about everyone else outside of it. And then when I was like forced to watch those scenes, I was kind of like, I want to go back over there. So it's more of a me issue, but like it looks beautiful. I think it's really nice. I think it's really sweet. As much as we were praising how nice it is, I do feel like some of it is like slightly emotionally manipulative.
Bit saccharine.
Yeah, a little bit saccharine at points, but like I'm never like too hard on that. I feel like if I enjoyed slice of life movies more, this could be a 4-star movie. But because I don't, it just sort of comes down a little bit for me. 3.5 is still positive. That's still very positive. Hey, Letterboxd users who go 3.5, you fucking hated that piece of shit. No, dude, that's a positive. That's a 7 out of 10. Oh, that's way more positive. Yeah. 3.5. Learn division.
It's always one or the other though with Letterboxd. It's either you don't give something a 5,
literally
fucking hated it,
literally,
or people being like, oh yeah, like great film, probably going to be one of the year's best films, 2.5.
Literally,
It's like you're not better than me because your average rating is a 2.
I see way more 1-star reviews for movies where I'm like, that's just genuinely like an okay movie. 1 star is like, watch Birdemic. That's a 1-star movie.
I feel
5
like we
for me,
need
but
to
like
do a random offshoot episode.
We need to
do a rant about Letterboxd. That would be quite fun, actually.
I love and hate it.
The next anneversary is just going to be a 2-hour Letterboxd rant.
That's a great idea. That's coming up quicker than we expect. So that's a good idea. 3.5, but it's like a strong 3.5. I'll say that. Yeah.
Josh, do you know what your first star rating was when you watched it originally?
I do. I saw it accidentally before you.
Oh, what was it then?
It was a 4.
Was it a 4?
What is it now?
I enjoyed it more the second time.
Yeah.
I don't think I can go to a 4.5 though. A very strong 4.
Yeah.
But I definitely did enjoy it more the second time. It really got me the second time.
Yeah. Which is impressive given it's not like something you watched 10 years ago.
Yeah.
You would have watched it.
It's a good point, actually. That's interesting. Yeah.
It actually was an interesting point. 6 to 9 months ago. Maybe. Yeah.
But like, as we've talked about so much, Headspace.
Very much so.
Change everything.
I was actually really keen when you brought it up. I was keen to watch it again.
Which is a good sign for a film you've not watched.
In
the last 12 months.
Yeah,
that's a good point.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I thought I might have given it a 3.5 the first time, but for the first, so
probably a more confident 4 now.
A way more confident 4 for sure. Yeah.
And Kieran.
Yeah.
I'm going to go 4.5.
Wow.
I thought you might.
Here we go.
Yeah. I can see that though. I can definitely see that.
Again, I'm not a big slice of life person.
Yeah.
You know, I haven't seen Perfect Days.
Yet. I'd be very interested to think maybe that I've pop up the show actually. Yeah.
Because that's Wim Wenders.
That's Wim Wenders. Japanese. Yeah.
But it's not normally a genre that I connect with that much. But this, I think because I could relate to a bit of the story, and I did really connect with it emotionally. I found it quite funny. Quite sweet. Quite sad. But I think it ticked a lot of the boxes for me, right? Like in the same way that we just talked about Coda. Very different film, but like some people are like, oh, it's very Disney Channel, very emotionally manipulated. I'm like, nah, I eat that shit up.
Yeah. It's funny that I criticize this for being saccharine, where like Coda is like the definition of it.
Yeah, like it's like sweet, funny, like sad family drama. I'm there. Sign me up. I'm a sucker for it, and I think it's a 4.5. It's probably like a softer 4.5.
That's funny. How
I think we're
That's very funny how we've all kind of said that. Like mine's a strong 3.5. Yours is like it's a good 4. Yours is a lower 4.5.
I think we started saying that.
We're like this is just a 4. I think we should. If we all just went around like, it's a 4.
It's
I guess.
almost putting it through. I'm like, an 8.5 out of 10. We're going to points.
We're going microscopic into.
Well, I've always loved. I don't know if you guys have watched Anthony Fantano, the music critic on YouTube.
I've seen him pop up. Yeah, the bald guy. Yeah.
He does a 1 to 10 system. But he'll often say like a soft 8 or a strong 8 or something like that. And I think it says a lot more.
It does,
I think so.
Yeah.
Because I don't understand, this will probably come up in the Letterboxd chat that we do now. I don't get people who do decimals that aren't halves. Like when you go 7.2 out of 10, what's the 0.2?
What is the difference between
what
a
is the
0.2 and a
0.2?
0.3 for you? Like,
or when people do out of hundreds, I'm giving this movie 57 out of what's the 7? 50 and 6, but just choose one.
Yeah.
unless you're doing a proper mathematical breakdown where you're like, oh, the score was 8 and this was 9 and together that makes 17. I can do math.
Which
Well
is also,
done.
I think, a fucking stupid system.
I
for
also,
film.
I
Because
don't like that at all.
Movies are not parts. They are the sum of, they are the sum of
Exactly.
parts.
Exactly.
You can say that the score was good and it added to my experience and I loved the cinematography
Yep.
and that made the film better. But to go, the plot was a 2, but the acting was a 10.
I don't
So it's a
get it. So
I think for the anniversary we call the episode "We're here to teach you how to use."
how to use Letterboxd the right way. Yeah, literally. Hey,
your way of watching and reviewing
the hierarchy.
wrong. Here's why we're right.
The
Here's why 3 white men on the internet are right and you're not.
The hierarchy of movie reviewing is about to change.
I'm
Black
excited.
Adam in cinemas. Can't wait.
Can we get a trailer for it? Like, in a world
Literally, that would be
Yeah,
the
yeah,
best.
filled with shitty reviews. 3 men have fucking had enough. Oh, I know what I'm doing instead of
okay.
work this week.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But no, it's still it's a
Great
really
film.
great. It's
it's
a
on
really
Netflix.
great movie. Yeah.
Watch
Yeah.
it. I highly recommend.
Yeah, and nice. Like, even though it is still a sad film, it's nice to watch something that is a little bit more fun. And
I do
sweet
think
and-
I do think it is the definition of bittersweet.
Bittersweet,
I think
yeah.
it is very
Yeah.
bittersweet. I think that's a good thing. I think bittersweet is far more of a positive emotion than it is a negative.
Yeah,
emotion.
I think, and I think if you've liked, if you like the films that we've talked about,
Yeah.
things like The Farewell,
Farewell.
Knives
Yeah,
Out,
Farewell's a big one. Yeah.
What's the other one we mentioned? The Intouchables.
Yes.
If those are films that you've liked and you've watched and you've liked, definitely
Yeah.
watch this.
Yeah,
And if
totally.
you like that as you said, it's like bittersweet, funny family drama, absolutely give it a go.
I think it's worth having a go.
super accessible.
Yes,
Yep.
it is. It is. Yeah.
And as we've talked about, I think
it's like it's like appropriate for everyone as well.
Yeah.
Like I don't remember anything in the film that was like too.
even the OnlyFans mention is very
Yeah.
like passive
The kids
conversation.
know they're on the internet. They
Normalized sex work.
There's not much that I know of that comes out of Thailand as well, so it's quite different in that.
I couldn't even name another Thai film.
No, I've got
Couldn't name
one
anything that's
called
come out of Thailand except for
Tears-
Alex
I
album.
think it's called Tears of a Black Tiger. I've got on DVD, which is a Thai western.
Love that.
I
Yeah.
love that.
Yeah,
Great
which was
combo.
actually wicked. It was
Yeah. No, Wicked's a different film. But I even saw like that they said that this was a bit of a weird one in that it's not the typical sort of Thai like blockbuster.
Sure.
Like I don't know what they're like, whether they normally do westerns or action films or horrors or whatever their kind of normal thing is. But I read something that said that, like this was,
There's a
it was
blockbuster
not
level of
expected to be this
Yes.
successful
Yeah.
based on the type of film
love
it
that.
was.
They were craving some good cinema.
Yeah, no, beautiful, beautiful movie.
Yeah.
Very glad we got to watch it. I'm very glad we all had lovely
Yeah,
things to
we did.
say.
We did.
Yes. Well,
Next pick.
let's continue this this train. I don't know how I was going to segue out of that. I was looking up the movie that we're doing next.
Continue this segue.
Let's continue.
I
Yeah,
feel like I could guess it's an under 90-minute movie.
89
From
minutes.
Nick. Oh yeah,
89 minutes
Nick's
long.
on Google. What have you got for me under 89?
International cinema under 90 minutes. No, but it actually wasn't selected because of its runtime, shockingly enough. It was been selected because it's a very prolific international director we have not covered on the show.
Okay.
And I was kind of shocked we hadn't covered him yet. It was just under the assumption that maybe we had, but we haven't. So from filmmaker Pedro Almodovar, we're going to be watching what is very arguably one of his most renowned feature films, and that is Women on the Verge of a Nervous Breakdown, the 1988 Spanish absurd dark comedy.
That's a genre I can get.
There was a lot of Almodovar that I was looking at. I was like, oh, this would be fun. I haven't seen this or I haven't seen this. There was a couple that were in the New York Times Top 100.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen I would
A
say
fair
I've
bit.
seen a fair bit, but I've not
Hadn't seen this and
I've
hadn't.
not seen this.
Have
This
you
is going to
seen?
be my first Almodovar
Oh,
Spanish.
Oh, right, because he did The Room Next Door, right?
Room Next Door, which
Oh,
is the
interesting.
first English language film.
oh god.
Oh, that is very
So this
interesting.
is going to be
Kieran.
my
Yeah.
first Spanish
Oh.
Almodovar film. I thought you were going to say The Skin I Live In.
That was on there.
'Cause
That
that's
was
like his.
that was yeah.
That movie.
But no, Women on the Verge of a Nervous
Okay,
Breakdown, which I
cool.
had not seen.
Another
so-
great title. We're going for a great title. To a
Well,
great
that
title.
is true. That is a very good call. So
young Banderas.
very young Banderas in this
Banderas.
film,
Was
1988
88, yeah,
Banderas. So very excited to do that on the next
cool.
episode
Awesome.
of the show.
Nice, Pedro.
Pedro Antonio, and
So is that actually?
Carmen Mara. The woman having said nervous breakdown.
I can't remember if I told this story or not, but just on the Almodovar thing.
Yeah.
I work with a guy who I should know this. I don't work with him much. I work in a very big company. He's like Peruvian, I want to say, or Chilean, but lived in Spain. And he said that he was sat at a cafe in Spain, just, chatting with his friend, having a coffee or whatever. And he's got his sunglasses on the table. Guy walks up, picks his sunglasses up off the table, puts them on and goes, "Nice glasses," and then walks off with them. It's Pedro Almodovar.
Oh my God. That's a claim to fame.
Yeah.
I like your glasses. Suck shit, I'm a famous director.
It's a kleptomaniac.
Never mind. Yeah. He's got a crippling stealing addiction. Oh, man.
Yeah, breaking news. Pedro Almodovar steals your shit when you're not looking. Yeah, just
But,
basically walked to him, is like, "Nice glasses," puts them on, and he's like looking at me, he's like,
These are mine now.
Yeah.
He's like, you know who I
I can
am.
see him liking some nice glasses.
I can, yeah.
I'm
the man's aesthetic.
I'm sure my colleague went up to him and was like, "Hey, love your movies, give me my fucking glasses."
Yeah.
But that's how he told me the story,
Yeah,
which I
okay.
like.
You know what? At that point, I'm like, they are his now.
Yes,
They've
that's
always
right.
been his. I've been gaslit into knowing they're his
It's
glasses.
like have you seen like the Bill Murray story where he like goes in and eats someone's food at
Yeah.
a diner and
And
he's like, "No one will believe
no
you."
one will believe that I did this. Yeah.
That's my colleague now with Pedro Almodovar.
Wow.
But shocked we haven't had him on the show.
No.
Or talked about him on the show. But open invite if you want to come on.
Also
Yeah.
shocked we haven't had him.
Yeah, we haven't. Yeah, I'm a bit pissed off about that.
He won't return our call.
He's going to return the glasses. So yeah, that'll be on the next episode.
Okay, cool.
Of that
Looking
1
forward
inch
to it.
barrier.
Thank you all so much for watching and listening. It's really nice to be back talking about movies
is.
with these two boys. All of our links are in the description, whether you're listening on Spotify, Apple Music, or watching on YouTube. We'll be back soon with Nick's pick. We've been on the verge of a nervous breakdown. Until next time, thank you and see you then.
Adios.
Goodbye.